Master, a 7 is at the place we agreed to meet before. Oh? Did the fake Moro come to her? Let's go and check. She is stagnant and has trouble moving, which seems to be an art of commanding ghosts. Could it be that the master has drawn in some sects like Inkwe sect which is good at commanding ghosts? More likely. In addition to Bloodthirst sect and Inkwe sect, more sects have been infiltrated and hidden in the dark. They may overturn the Tang Empire in a moment once Elder Moro gives an order. What news have you brought for me? I'm sorry for being ignorant and doing something stupid to offend you before. Please spare my life. I won't give you a hard time as long as you do what I say. Tell me about the news. Did the fake Moro come to you? No, master. But I got some clues about Miss Gong's son. I've found out where she is now and what she has been through in the past few years. All right, tell me about it. What's wrong with her? She is being agitated. Does Yao's face look scary? According to a 7's information, Elder Gong's son didn't leave Dongdu City after she moved out of her former residence. Instead, she has ran a brothel called Yearning House with her daughter. She is amazing, starting from scratch, and running a brothel, which is the only one that can compete with Dream House of Flora sect. Flora sect is a righteous sect, after all. Although Dream House is a brothel, the girls there sell their talents, not their bodies. Their customers are high-ranking officials and dignitaries. People without any status cannot even enter it. It's too dull, not fun at all. Different from Dream House, Elder Gongsun's Yearning House is a very traditional brothel. The girls there are passionate and undignified. They can do anything as long as they are well paid. Among them, the courtesan Miss Gong's son is very good at sword dance. Every time she performs, Yearning House will be thronged with people. That's more like it. She can make money as well. The courtesan's name is Gong Sun Hao, and she can perform the sword dance. She should be Elder Gongsun's daughter. Yearning House, yearning for the past romance and a loved one, Elder Gong's son misses the old days. Elder Gong's son is the wife of the leader of Heavenly Evil sect, but her daughter took her mother's surname, and no one even knows the relationship between her and Heavenly Evil sect. What on earth has happened? When did Ran go out? Wait, the aura she left is almost gone. Why hasn't she come back yet? She dared to be out all night. I should have taught her a good lesson. Eh? It's you again. Mr. Xie? Why doesn't he go through the door but the window? Good morning, Mr. Yantao. Didn't you go to Rosefinch Temple? Why did you come back so soon? I had planned to go, but in the past 2 days, the prefect and the deputy prefect of the Dongdu government have been under attack, so I changed my plan and went to the Dongdu government. Unexpectedly, I met someone who claimed to be the messenger of Immortal Sky attacking the Dongdu government. It was a pity that she withdrew directly for some reason after I took action. It must be your mighty aura that intimidated the evil, so the so-called messenger didn't dare to confront you at all. Stop bantering with me. She was just worried that more masters would be drawn over if the fight lasted too long. Forget about her. Are you going out, or did you just come back? Ren sneaked out behind my back and hasn't come back yet. I'm going out to find her. I see. Let me help you find her. That will be great, but will it keep you from looking for Elder Moro? I don't want to upset your plan. It doesn't matter. In fact, I don't think the messenger appearing this time is with Elder Moro who I've been tracking. Oh? Why? Elder Moro I fought before and the messenger I met last night have similar internal power, but not of the same origin. I heard that Immortal Sky has many imitators. If that messenger is an imitator of Immortal Sky for some other purpose, it will undoubtedly be more difficult to arrest Elder Moro and his accomplices when the situation in the Dongdu government is already complicated. Speaking of which, those messengers were obscure before but suddenly appeared and caused trouble in Dongdu City after we got here. If it weren't for the fact that their cultivation techniques were completely different from ours, I'm afraid that we would be the biggest suspects in the eyes of people with intentions. Mr. Yuntao, you are overthinking. These things are too coincidental. The more suspicious we appear on the surface, the more it proves that it wasn't us who did it. Lian Qiluo is clever, and it's easy for her to figure out the truth. Besides, evidence is needed to catch a culprit. Without conclusive evidence, the Dongdu government doesn't dare to arrest us to take credit because of our status and power. Yeah, you make the point. She's there. Huh! Love not your golden dress, one pray. More than your youthful golden hours. Gather sweet blossoms, while you may. And not the twig devoid of flowers. Ran? She finally got changed. You looked for me after a short separation. You are too clingy. It's unbearable. Looks like you didn't change at all. Let go of me. I look handsome tonight. In the past, a bride got up at dawn to dress herself up, and now, you are admiring your reflection in a mirror at night. You are such a delicate man. I'm going to meet a friend I haven't met before, and I want to make a good impression. If it goes well, my mission will be half done. Behave yourself and don't go around. I will supervise your cultivation after I finish the mission. Oh. He is too long-winded. What should I do to pass the time when he is away? Humph? Secret technique of Heaven Polaris, invisible transformation. Monsieur? Yuntao, your stealth technique is quite powerful. I would have almost been fooled if I hadn't kept an eye on you. It's just a small trick. Anyway, why did you follow me? Right after Xie Yan left, you secretly got out. Are you going to tail him? You even used the stealth technique. You got me wrong. I disguised my trace because I want to confirm one thing in secret, not for something obscene. Take it easy, Xie Yan is out every night. I had the intention to lecture him, but he strongly refused to cooperate. Now we both are interested in his matter. Why don't we join forces and check where he is fooling around? Take me with you, take me with you. You don't need to worry about Mr. Xie too much. He is from an evil sect, so it's a normal thing for him to go out at night. As for me, I am going to ambush the messenger of immortal sky that might appear. I'm not tracking Mr. Xie. If my suspicion is wrong, I will just come back in vain. If not, Xie Yan is in a special state of cultivation now, and learning the truth will do her no good. So, Miss Xie, you really misunderstood me. I can't get her involved. Oh, if you don't bring me along, I will tell Xie Yan that you tailed him. I can't find him, but I can let him come to me. Wait, Miss Xie. You have 5 seconds to think about it, otherwise, I will get him over here. Well, don't try to get rid of me, or I'll wander around, and maybe I'll run into Xie Yan somewhere. This. Take me or not? 5, 3, 1. As we agreed, if you break the rules, I will immediately send you back. Don't worry, I will follow the rules. Xie Yan, you'd better have no dark secret, otherwise, you will disappoint your little sister. Unexpectedly, Yuntao found out some secrets about Xie Yan. Luckily, I noticed it. Xie Yan, you have to repay my kindness this time. Humph, who the hell is tracking me all along? It's irritating and reckless, not like Yuntao's style. But if it were not him, who would have the ability to avoid my 6 demonic senses? Without strong emotions, no origin points will be generated. In addition, the origin points have flooded in from time to time because I have caused a lot of trouble recently, and now it's a bit difficult for me to judge who generated these origin points. However, the demonic art of Moro produces blazing thoughts by devouring the emotions of people around me. Whether the emotions are strong or not, I can sense them as long as the person has no special means to block his mind or thoughts. It's reasonable that I can't tell the source of the emotions when so many people are around. After all, it's normal that people have thoughts about me as I am handsome. But no one is around me now, yet my demonic art of Moro still does its part, and senses some emotions. You have followed me all the way, do you mean to continue? Let me sound him out. Get out right now, or don't blame me for being rude. You got us. Mr. Yuntao? Ran? Good evening, Mr. Xie. Miss Xie made mischief along the way, which made us be spotted at last. I should have performed divination to see if it was advisable to go out tonight. Ha ha, surprise, Yuntao has been with me, you can't get rid of us. You can ask me if you want to know where I'm going, I won't hide it from you. How come they hung out together? Well, is it something that can be told? Why not? It is human nature to like food and beauties. Now that I have enjoyed the fragrance pavilion competition of Dream House, I'd like to experience another great event held by another brothel. I heard that there are 2 brothels in Dongdu City that one must go to. They are Dream House and Yearning House. Tonight Yearning House will hold a gala, which is said to be as lively as the fragrance pavilion competition, and I'm going there to have a look. Sir, come and have fun with us. Why are you kicking me? Humph, I always think for you, but you don't take me along when you go to a brothel for fun. So, you are going to Yearning House? Yes, I heard that the gala of Yearning House is famous for the sword dance, and I'm going to watch the sword dance show. I was overthinking. Xie Yan is not that messenger, that's great. Since you are here too, why don't we go there together? It's indeed lively, someone is guarding the gate, is it not the time to get in yet? Are there many beauties? There are paper, brushes, ink and inkstones on the table at the gate. It seems that we can only get in after we compose a poem, or draw a painting like what we did in the fragrance pavilion competition. A7's information only mentioned that there was an event tonight. Looking at this scene, I feel that Yearning House wants to compete with Dream House. Tonight, it's Yearning House's grand gala, You can get in through different gates based on your preferences. Those who can successfully enter not only will gain the favor of the gatekeepers, but also can enjoy all services for free. Miss Liu, I see that all the gates are covered by screens and there are tables in front. It seems that we can't get through at will, so how can we get in? All services are free once we get through the gate? So generous. Yearning House knows how to do business, Lin-like Dream House which only serves the winner of the competition. These gatekeepers are all beauties. It's simple, there are 4 gates with different themes. For example, the one by my side is a poetry gate. As long as you can write a poem that satisfies me, I will let you in. Let me be the first. However, Yearning House is a brothel. After all, if you want to come in, traditional and decent poems won't attract me. I like erotic poem. Wow. Oh my, Elder Gong's son is a genius at seeking excitement. If I can't compose any poems, I can't get in? This gate is about poetry. You can choose the other gates. For example, the south gate is the music gate. Our house has prepared 18 common musical instruments. If you are good at playing a musical instrument or dancing, you can go there. We also provide accompaniment services if you want to dance. Miss Yearning is guarding there, and she likes music and dance. The north gate is the painting gate, which is guarded by Miss Fingdi, the painter of our house. The popular erotic painting in Dongdu City, The Boldest Lady, was made by her. As for how to get through the painting door, I suppose you've already known it. That's quite unique. No wonder Mr. Xie would come here. Heh, which gate should I choose? What if I know nothing about poetry, music and drawing? Can I still get in? Hey, go away if you don't know anything. How can there be such a stupid person? Only with a good-looking face. Xie Yan, are you so useless? Well, you can still get in. What, how? I still have a chance. There are 11 girls guarding the west gate. They are the most popular girls in our house, especially Miss Wanhuan among them. When Miss Wanlian winks, even the coolest man would fall for her. As long as you pass a physical examination there and resist the flirting of the 11 girls within half an hour without ejaculation, you can not only get in the house but also be treated as an honored guest. You can give it a try. It sounds so exciting. Will it be embarrassing if a man fails? I am sure I won't fail. Did I hear it right? Miss Wanhuan is going to. Even if I can't get in, it's worth it to be treated like that by the 11 most popular girls. Guys, let's go to the west gate. Well, isn't it too unique? Beauties, I'm coming. Miss Xie? I've made up my mind, I will get through the west gate. Mr. Yuntao, I've accompanied you to Dream House, so don't turn me down to Yearning House. Mr. Xie, you, never mind, I was at fault, I'll take it as an apology to you. Great, let's get through the poetry gate. Sir, let me prepare the paper for you. Let me grind ink for you. Sir, please wait a minute, let me light incense for you first. Thank you. There are also beautiful girls at the poetry gate. It must be more exciting at the west gate, ha ha. The hidden fragrance drives uncontrollable delight. Amidst the cave mouth, the spring sunlight gently dances, breezes guide verdant trees to sway rhythmically, creating emerald waves, raindrops kiss scarlet petals with tender grace, intensifying its trace. In the embrace of two, on the bed they rest. A moment on the bed is worth a fortune. For these earthly pleasures we indulge, even celestial beings dare. Brilliant, it's worth writing down as a souvenir. Sir, you are exceptional at the literature. Please allow me to remove the screen to welcome you inside. Thank you for your appreciation. Good, I just grabbed a rare obscene poem from the internet in my previous life, and I even don't know who the author is. Looks like they've never read it before. Oh? Mr. Yuntao, you also passed? His poem is good, but it was written by someone else. However, I like handsome men, so I let him in. Thank you, my lady. What did he write? Let me take a look. It's one of the 3 poems of Zhang Zhongsu written in Swallow Home. The flickering candlelight upstairs accompanies the dawn's fall frost, waking the person who sleeps alone in the double bed. It's hard to say how much longing accumulated over this night. Not even the remotest corners of the earth can compare to its length. It's a famous poem. Mr. Yuntao is indeed knowledgeable. You are so slow, I've been waiting for you for so long. Sorry for keeping you waiting. You could get past the seduction so quickly because you are a girl. Not many people get inside. Are they all stopped by the seduction at the west gate? Huh! What a clean and refined boy. Did he get in through the music gate? Mr. G, Mr. Xie, Miss Xie, you came here as well. What a coincidence, Miss Lian. Miss Lian. Miss Lian. You guys are lucky. Miss Gong's son will perform tonight. you have to take a closer look at the famous show in our Dongdu city. Do the young man in white and Lien Chiloan know each other? Who on earth is he? Stop looking at men, I want to see beauties and the show. Xie Yan, slow down, what's the rush? Mr. Yu, let's go inside. Thank you for coming here for me. It's nothing. You are Yulong, a beauty child, one of the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period in the Tang Empire, and the young master of heavenly evil sect. It's my honor to accompany you. I seem to have seen Miss Lian just now, why did you let her in? She is the deputy prefect and from Flora sect, we dare not stop her. This old woman is really shameless. In the past, she would send her subordinates over to secretly plagiarize our ideas, but this time she's actually here in person. Forget about her, there is nothing we can do if she wants to plagiarize our ideas again. I'm dying of boredom guarding the gate. I haven't met any good-looking men who also have strong stamina. What about you? You're too strict. No man can resist your seduction. However, Yuan Yang and I received a few good ones. They must be so good if you say so. Who are they? Have I met them before? You must have heard about them. The one who got in through the music gate is said to be the young master of heavenly evil sect, one of the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period. He indeed lives up to the name of beauty child. Yuan Yang was dumbfounded when she saw him and almost forgot to ask him to do the test. Beauty child is indeed a handsome gentleman. Why didn't he go through my gate? Who else? Do you still remember that there were 2 men from the Han Empire who won the fragrance pavilion competition in Dream House? I heard that they were well-known gentlemen in the Han Empire. They already looked good from afar. Today, they stood in front of me. Wow, they couldn't be more handsome. Are you saying Child Xie who likes middle-aged women and Child Ji who writes pornographic books? Huh, is there such a rumor? The 2 of them are truly romantic men. In the fragrance pavilion competition, they showed their musical talent, and they composed poems here. They are so versatile, I like them. Oh, another man who came here earliest is Mr. Chui. But let's not mention him. I thought I would be in good luck after the spell cast by that messenger disappeared. Unexpectedly, I met these 3 guys here. My father asked me to stay away from Jiyuntao, but why does he always appear around me? It really ruins my mood of waiting for Miss Gong's son. Ran, stop looking at him. Oh. Unexpectedly, Chui Bei would allow Chui Rong to go out. Isn't he worried that his son would be beaten up again? Miss Xie, it's better to watch the show. The next show is quite interesting and worth watching. I was out when the breeze was gentle and the sun warm. A beauty under the curtain was found occasionally. Sir, please don't blame me for accidentally hurting you. It doesn't matter, please suit yourself. The opera Miss Pen met Mr. Simon is a classic here. The hostess made a great effort to ask Mr. Liu, the senior of the literary world, to adapt it. Besides, the 2 leading actresses are famous in the field. The audience all gave high praise for it. If they didn't ask for a high payment, I would have poached them. What are you doing here, Miss Lian? Isn't Yearning House a rival to your dream house? That's the exact reason that we need to learn from each other, otherwise, there will be nothing I can do if Yearning House attracts all guests with some new tricks. So shameless, she came here to see if Yearning House has any new good ideas for her to plagiarize. It's just like the competition between Affection Pavilion and Passion House. Although the original work is about love and sex, the adaptation is quite innovative. It's emotional but not erotic, desirable but not shameless, and the 2 actresses perform very vividly. It's tasteful. Before I came, I thought entertainment here was something rated or bloody, except for Miss Gongsun's sword dance. Unexpectedly, this show is quite graceful. Xie Yan, what are you talking about? Mr. Simon is so good-looking. If it weren't for Mr. Liu's great adaptation, the original story couldn't be played here because of its vulgar descriptions. This play has long been outdated. Miss Gongsun's sword dance should be the best performance here. If it weren't for my family's prohibition, I would have married Miss Gong's son and let her perform the sword dance for me every day. Ahem, Mr. Chui, Mr. Yu is here, you'd better stop saying something indecent. That's ridiculous, Miss Lian, this is my own business and has nothing to do with Mr. Yu, don't try to sow discord between us. Beauty child Yulong, one of the 10 outstanding figures in the Kaiyuan period, he is the young master of heavenly evil sect, so he should be Miss Gongsun's brother. Looks like Chui Rong still doesn't know Miss Gongsun's true identity. According to the information my sect leader gave me, the leader of heavenly evil sect should have 2 wives, both of whom are low-key and obscure in the world, but his son seems to be quite famous in the Tang Empire. I'm wondering if Yulong's mother is Elder Gong's son. It doesn't matter, I particularly came here to watch the sword dance. The vibe of this family gives me a strange feeling, but the stranger, the better, as it increases the likelihood of persuading Elder Gongsun to return to the sect. Speaking of which, thank you for fighting off the invader. If it weren't for your help, the Dongdu government would have suffered. Please let me make a toast to you. It was no big deal. I have some thoughts, and you might as well listen. The followers of Immortal Sky were not strong, and none of them claimed to be a messenger. Shangguan Yao and the other 2 messengers are all at the 3rd level of the pre-celestial stage. They appeared out of thin air, and no information about them can be found. In addition, the followers of Immortal Sky normally showed up to kill people for sacrifice. While the messengers' actions were very strange, they didn't seem to attack you and the prefect but tried to provoke you. It's difficult to connect these 2 groups of people. You mean? I get it. It must be that my father is an upright and incorruptible official, and some villains don't like him, so they tried to insult him in the name of messengers of Immortal Sky. In order to cover up, they launched the 2 raids at night. Why are you guys looking at me like this? Did I say something wrong? You'd better go back to your seat and enjoy the show. I don't think the messengers came from Mr. Chui Bei. However, if the messengers have no relationship with Immortal Sky, their motives for making a scene are open to question. When Immortal Sky didn't show up for days and all parties were slack in their investigation, Shangguan Yan and the other messengers emerged, provoking the court officials and destroying their residences and offices in the name of Immortal Sky. I can only think of one purpose for this series of events. They are trying to attract the attention of the government, so that the government will continue to investigate Immortal Sky. Ji Yuntao is indeed clever. He made a good analysis. Unfortunately, he was wrong. However, my actions are indeed hard for people to understand. No one could guess that my purpose is simply to get origin points. Who do they think they are? Yan Bahuang didn't dare to fight me head-on, and Shangguan Yan is even more ignorant. A batch of non-entities wants to manipulate the government to do things. Come on, be angrier, give me your negative emotions. Yan Bahuang and Shangguan Yan are both my fake identities. Why are you so agitated, Miss Lian? And who are the messengers you're talking about? I'm sorry for my outburst. They are wanted criminals that the government is pursuing, and... This is... Mr. Simon went off stage. What's next? My sleeves are painted with a sunset glow. On the bamboo raft, a woman playing the lute makes eyes at me. The sword is unsheathed with a cold light, not for killing but for dancing. I have seen countless beautiful scenes and had fun with pretty women. All women are smitten with a dandy like me. And I've broken the hearts of countless women. These lyrics are from Mr. Xie's first well-known work Not as a Swordsman. It's surprising to hear it in the Tang Empire. I am also surprised. Wow, so this is your original piece. Meng Qinglian and I only performed Not as a Swordsman once. People couldn't imitate it so perfectly if they didn't go to watch it on site. Who saw my play at that time and sold it to Elder Gongsun in the Tang Empire? Or did Elder Gongsun go back to the Han Empire once? Something's wrong with Lian Qilua. Mengji, Ruxia, Xiaoxing, you are my girls. Why are you in Yearning House and even performing on stage? I'm sorry, Miss Lian, actually, we are originally from here. The hostess said that Dream House is the best at making girls keep a slim and charming figure, so she sent the 3 of us over to study. Don't get angry, Miss Lian, you should know how a girl group works. The hostess said it was even. Ha ha ha, nice argument, go on. Oh my, Lian Qilua lost her girl group and even got humiliated. I'm afraid she is going mad. Girl group? It's one of the business segments of my affection pavilion. Elder Gongsun took advantage of me as possible as she could. Are dirty means worth praising? What a shame. How could the man with you longer be so rude? It's odd. He's coming out. The gala hasn't even reached the halfway point. Why is Miss Gongsun about to make an appearance so soon? But it makes sense. After all, Mr. Yu came personally. Presumably, Yearning House is not in the mood to do business. Looks like I will learn nothing tonight. What grand pomp, is it going to be the finale? What are those boxes? I heard that more than 20 years ago, a beautiful woman with the surname Gongsun was very good at sword dancing and performed it for the Emperor of the Tang Empire. It's a pity that I didn't have a chance to watch it. I wonder if this girl, whose surname is also Gongsun, can recreate the superb performance of the former one. It's possible, after all, they share the same surname. But so far, only a few shows have been performed. Isn't it too early for the finale to come on stage? It's Miss Gongsun, she is coming out. She's as beautiful and charming as she was several months ago. Is he blind? How could he tell she's charming when he can't even see her face? Ran, you are too superficial. Beauty is the embodiment of face, figure, posture, and temperament. Even if her face can't be seen clearly, she is good enough to fascinate all beings. I finally met you, Miss Gongsun. Excuse me. How could the hostess plagiarize everything? That's so shameless. It looks quite familiar when they extinguish candles. What do you think, Mr. Xie? Haha, stop teasing me, Mr. Yuntao. Why are the lights out all of a sudden? It's too dark to see Miss Gongsun. Where are the maids? Light the candles. Stop yelling, so noisy. Quiet. Senses sealed, flowery version. Did you seal his senses? Isn't it too much? Those who make a lot of noise in public don't deserve to enjoy art. Xie Yan just solved the troublemaker for us all. It has nothing to do with me. He became frozen himself. Ran, don't slander me. Miss Gongsu made a movement. How could such a big fire not burn the surrounding wooden screens? How come it's suddenly on fire? Miss Gongsun is actually able to do martial arts. Wow, fiery sword energy. It's no big deal to control fire with a sword, but it does not cause any damage to the surrounding environment, which shows that her swordsmanship is really unfathomable. Interesting, I didn't expect Miss Gongsun to be a pre-celestial stage master. There was no such performance before. According to what I know about the hostess, it's probably a new trick she got from Miss Gongsun after she had a sudden burst of inspiration from Mr. Xie's performance in the Fragrance Pavilion competition. Does it have anything to do with me? Miss Gongsun moved. Is she going to dance? Wow, she is dancing in the fire? Once upon a time, there was a beautiful woman named Lady Gongsun. Whenever she danced with a sword, she would make a sensation. There were many people watching, and they were shocked and impressed. Even the heavens and the earth were amazed by her dance. The sword was bright and dazzling like Hoi shooting down the 9 suns. Her dance was vigorous and agile like a god flying on a dragon. When she danced, the sword's movement was thunderous, making one hold his breath. When she stopped, it became quiet, making the river and sea tranquil. Her bright red lips and graceful dance were gone. A disciple inherited and carried forward the art later. How come the cape Miss Gongsun wears catches fire? Is it intentional? Of course, it's intentional. With Miss Gongsun's internal power, she will never burn herself. It should be to create an image similar to rising from the ashes or getting rid of the disguised secular appearance. It must be the hostess who taught her these fancy gimmicks. Fascinating. Miss Gongsun, my life is worth it. Noisy. Xie Yan, why don't you do your magic again and shut all these people up? Ran, you do know how to make things difficult for me. Is the box next to the stage moving? A box? It's really moving. There are swords in it, right? It feels familiar. Are all the swords going to be wielded together? It's so thrilling that my heart skips a beat. It's a brilliant show, not afraid of fire or being burned. Miss Gongsun must be a goddess. Miss Li Shire, a beauty from Lining County, performed in Baidi City. She danced to the music, livening things up. One sword is wielded. Back then, the emperor had about 8,000 maids. Then 100 swords follow. Lady Gongsun was the best at dancing with swords among them. Wow, I seem to see the leader of the Night League in Taodu world again, the unparalleled sword cultivator at the transmutation stage. You dance lightly like a startled swan, gracefully, like a dragon in flight. Miss Gongsun, your sword dance is just amazing. Miss Gongsun, look at me, this is the 8th time I've come to see you. Being able to watch you dance makes my life worth it. Encore, Miss Gongsun, if only you were my wife. With such a wonderful person here, it's hard to defeat the Yearning house. Gentlemen, the show is over, we are about to close. Isn't it just the beginning? Our hostess has something to do. All the guests here tonight can get a Quran. With it, you can come here for 3 consecutive days free of charge. As expected, they started to drive people away. Please wait for me. I'm going to discuss some profound issues with Miss Gongsun. Oh, do you know her? Xie Yan, your lascivious look is really ugly. What, lascivious? Ran, can you say something nice once? Who am I? Where am I? Where is Miss Gongsun? Miss Gongsun and I. Humph? You longer? What does he want to do? Why are you leaving? Are you unhappy to see me? I'm not as indifferent as you. I'm genuinely glad to see that you can still wield a sword. Hey, don't you dare to bully Miss Gongsun. Shut up. Why did Mr. Yu suddenly attack Miss Gong's son? Does he hold a grudge against her? How dare he bully a beauty, Xie Yan, fight him? It's a bit complicated here, you guys stay out of it. As expected, Elder Gongsun's family issue is indeed serious. If they are in harmony, I am not sure I can persuade her. But now that her children fight against each other, there is room for me as a third party to step in. As the saying goes, it is difficult for an upright official to settle the family quarrel. I'd better see how the thing is going before deciding on the next steps, in case of unrewarding work. Young master. It's okay, you guys stay away. Have you ever thought about how much criticism the sect leader would receive when you make a fool of yourself outside? If you still care, take your mother back with us now, kowtow to the sect leader, and admit your mistakes. I don't want to argue with you, go back. What kind of attitude is that? Dad has investigated the matter thoroughly, knowing that you were unjustly accused. He's also explained it to the elders for you before asking me to take you back. Explained? Accused? He still plays the ostrich as always. Do you mean to take us back? Okay, I may consider it if you can destroy Guapingding's cultivation base, and ask her to kowtow to my mother and apologize. How dare you have such a transgressive thought? The sect leader shouldn't have cared for you and refused to drive you out. You are the shame of our heavenly evil sect. Well, that's harsh. Who is that guy? Never mind if you can't do it, just tell Dad I'm dead so that he won't feel humiliated anymore, and I can stop feeling annoyed by him. Dad may think that way, but I can't. It's fine if you don't want to go back with me. I won't make you do it. We each make 10 moves. If I can't defeat you within 10 moves, I will give up today. If I can, you will do as I say. Now, pull out your sword. I am afraid it will be hard for me to stop but accidentally kill you in this state. Don't place your attention on me. I am content with my life now. I don't want to compete with you, and I am not interested in what you are fighting for. Yu Wuxuang, my good brother, have you ever looked in the mirror? You look like a tranny, dancing on stage, flirting, and grandstanding, and you told me it was the life you want? How ridiculous. There he goes. Yu Wuxuang, what a familiar name, when have I heard it? Tranny? Brother? What the hell is going on? I don't use that name anymore. Now, my name is Gong Sun Hao. Whether you are Yu Wuxuang or Gong Sun Hao, it doesn't change the fact that you are my brother. Xie Yan, it seems he is dying. What's wrong with him? Hey, are you okay? She? Miss Gong Sun? How could she be Yu Wuxuang? I don't believe it, it must be fake. That's Yu Wuxuang, it's impossible. What's wrong with that? It's a good name. Yu Wuxuang. I recalled it. Yu Wuxuang is the heavenly evil swordsman, one of the 10 outstanding figures of the Kaiyuan period. Another outstanding figure of the Kaiyuan period? Heavenly evil swordsman Yu Wuxuang and beauty child Yu Long are both from the heavenly evil sect, which was once a legend. They are half-brothers, and if Miss Gong's son is Yu Wuxuang, well, Mr. Chui, don't be sad, there are other fish in the sea. You're so noisy. Wow, that's exciting. Liar, I won't believe in love anymore. The heavenly evil sect is a bit complicated, however, it's a family issue, so I shall say no more. Looks like you know the inside story, Miss Lian. I am the deputy prefect here, of course, I know. However, Elder Gong's son and her son have settled in Dongdu City for a long time, and they certainly don't want to be disturbed. Don't boast without shame. You and Mr. Yu Long are both at the second level of the pre-celestial stage. How dare you say that you are afraid of killing him accidentally? Devil Yiksha. Since you are so confident about it, I'll let my Devil Yiksha at the third level of the pre-celestial stage spar with you. Devil Yiksha? Is it some embodiment of the internal power? What a densely evil aura! The technique of the heavenly evil sect looks quite swashbuckling. Elder Gua, stay out of this, it is between us brothers. Your mother asked me to come along because she was worried that you would go easy on him. I have the authority to act, don't worry about the rest. Come on, Mr. Yu Wuxuang, show me if your martial arts are as powerful as your tongue. Bone transformation technique. Heavenly twist. I thought you learned some other skills, but it turned out to be the old technique of the internal power branch. Bone transformation technique, walking in the air. It's of no use. I know all the tricks you use, moreover. Bone transformation technique, greed, anger, and misfortune. I'm more skilled than you. Stronger than you. How are you going to fight me, Mr. Yu Wuxuang? Weren't you well known for your swordsmanship when you were in the sect? You don't even dare to pull your sword out of the sheath today? Bone transformation technique, 6 immortal clones. Yu Wuxuang, you'd rather use the 6 immortal clones. which would damage your cultivation base, but you don't dare to slash at me? Since you intend to be a coward, I don't need to restrain myself anymore. All beings have bones, Yiksha attack. They become serious. Pre-celestial stage masters are fighting in the city. Won't the government do something about this? Run. The Yearning house will suffer a great loss this time. A nice house is destroyed like this. Who will pay compensation for the loss? I think you're focusing on the wrong thing, Ran. That elder of heavenly evil sect has gone all out, but Gongsun House seems to have kept his strength all the time. Ground shaking. The sect leader only asked me to bring him back, but he didn't ask me to keep him intact. Since you insist on resisting, don't blame me for being ruthless. Your immortal clones have all been destroyed. Are you not gonna come out? Well, it doesn't seem to be as simple as the clone formed by the internal power. The fleeing art of the heavenly evil sect has the difference between 6 immortal clones and 6 demonic clones. Now, I can see it's true that the 6 immortal clones are more powerful than the 6 demonic clones. It's similar to the illusionary body and 6 Moro demons, but with a completely different essence. None of the 6 internal power light balls is his true body. I haven't acquired the 6 immortal clones, but I've seen it before, and I believe there is a way to crack it. Yu Wushuang, don't push me, it's just that there are outsiders watching, and I don't want to expose too many techniques of the heavenly evil sect. I'm pushing you? It's you who is pushing me, Elder Gua. So what, you have to suffer since you didn't learn the techniques well. I told Longer before that he would die if I took it seriously. It's the same for you, Elder Gua. Now. Please go to hell. It's impossible, it doesn't make sense. Run, I must run. Bone transformation technique, Iksha protection. Bone transformation technique, walking in the air. Bone transformation technique, 6 demonic clones. I survived. Humph? No. I'm not dead, I won't die. I can use the Yaksha resurrection, I won't die. Yiksha resurrection. I won't die, I won't, Yiksha resurrection? Is it a method of the heavenly evil sect to avoid destruction and then rise from the ashes? Looks like it doesn't work in the same way as my resurrection technique, the Moro resurrection, but they are both about offsetting a fatal attack and then regenerating. Normally, it's supposed to work, but Elder Gua is rapidly losing his vitality with no trace of replenishment. He's already dead. Gong Sun Hao only wielded his sword once, but that slash seemed to be fatal. He is at the 2nd level of the pre-celestial stage, but he instantly killed Elder Gua, who was at level 3. If I'm not mistaken, Elder Gua was already dead the moment Gong Sun Hao drew his sword, and the subsequent set of Elder Gua's life-saving tricks and resurrection techniques with the internal power didn't play any role. If I were Elder Gua with his life-saving means, it would be easy to hit him but hard to kill him. If I couldn't pull him into the ghost domain pot, he would probably escape. Moreover, Elder Gua was killed instantly. Elder Gongsun's child is much stronger than I expected. Elder Gua. Instant death and smashing bones into dust. I can't believe you really have mastered that technique. It's the most powerful forbidden technique of the sword branch in legend. Heaven has decreed your death. No chance of survival. Shouldn't you have long thought that I could be what I am today? I regard Gua Pingting as my sworn enemy. Wishing to devour her flesh and drink her blood, there is no settlement between us in this lifetime, so I will never go back with you. Longer, don't force me to use the second move. Instant death and smashing bones into dust. It's the most powerful forbidden technique of the sword branch in the heavenly evil sect? I'm afraid that I can't survive it even with my Moro resurrection. Fortunately, I have the living weapon, specifically restraining this forbidden technique. However, his evil thoughts are too strong. Is this technique for normal people to practice? Gong Sun Hao is so strong now that I have no chance to give him a hand at all. People of the heavenly evil sect are indeed of no use. They didn't even figure out his real strength before picking on him. They are humiliating themselves now. And Gua Pingting, is she the other wife of the sect leader? 2 wives compete against each other, so Elder Gong Sun hides in Dongdu City. Ran, are you alright? I'm fine. Gong Sun Hao and I follow the same cultivation pattern but practice in different ways. I was struck by the evil thoughts that burst out of his sword just now. It surprised me that someone could live for so long with evil thoughts haunting. Evil thoughts? You can see them? I see them because the demonic art of Moro feeds on the emotions of all beings, and evil thoughts are naturally among them. Can Ran also see them? Buddhist cultivators are very sensitive to the thoughts of all beings. But it's very strange since Gong Sun Hao doesn't look like a bad guy. The evil thoughts that Xie Yan sensed should be influenced by the heavenly evil scripture, a taboo pre-celestial stage cultivation method of the internal power branch in the heavenly evil sect. Nourishing the vitality with evil thoughts and keeping the internal strength within, over time, one will leave an evil impression on others. Although it's a pre-celestial stage cultivation method, the ways to practice it are too dangerous, and the effect before success is quite small, so few people in the heavenly evil sect practice it. Even if someone's internal strength is at the pre-celestial stage, they would only scratch the surface. It's so impressive that Gong Sun Hao can master it to the point of hiding his evil look. Miss Lian, you don't think highly of the heavenly evil scripture. After all, Gong Sun Hao is the son of the sect leader with an outstanding talent. Why did he choose such an inefficient cultivation method as his major? Because it's the precondition of the most powerful forbidden technique of the sword branch in heavenly evil sect. Heaven has decreed your death. No chance of survival. It's said that this technique is extremely demanding, and one is very easy to be attacked by evil thoughts and thus get lost, but the destructive power is top-notch after a person masters it. It's only a saying of the heavenly evil sect. If the technique really had been that powerful, the sect would have dominated the world long ago. The heavenly evil sect is divided into 3 branches, namely the saber branch, the sword branch, and the internal power branch. The core disciples all start with the internal power, and then the sabers and swords. Whether it's because of his weak internal power or his own choice, he made it in the end. Apart from him, the last person in the heavenly evil sect who mastered the technique was someone from 200 years ago. If he succeeded, he would be greatly strengthened and master the most powerful technique. If he didn't, he would lose himself or even go crazy. Is that what you mean, Miss Lian? I understand your doubts. In fact, it's a very simple reason. Let's not consider what the sect leader thinks for now. Elder Gong's son was powerless, and she didn't have a say in which cultivation method of the heavenly evil sect her son should choose or how to practice the method. Because she is a concubine, with no rights to interfere with the training of the heirs of the heavenly evil sect. She's not even his wife? Elder Gong's son is a concubine? Besides, what damned rule of the heavenly evil sect is that? If Elder Gong's son didn't have the right to educate her child, what did she want from the sect leader? Lost her mind because of love? That scumbag is good in bed? Mr. Xie, why are you so agitated? Unexpectedly, Gong Sun Hao went through such a miserable childhood. How pathetic. Sadly, more than 20 years ago, the heavenly evil sect needed a new leader, and the young master, Yearning Xue, hastily took the position. At that time, the people of the sect were disheartened and anxious. It was Guolong, the deputy leader, who prevailed over all the dissenting views with the saber branch and helped Yearning Xue secure his seat. After the internal strife was quelled, Yearning Xue married Guopingting, Guolong's only daughter. However, no one knew Elder Gong's son until she made her mark. If so, why did Elder Gong's son marry Yearning Xue? The right decision in this case was to leave him. Since Yearning Xue and Guopingting got married for an alliance, Elder Gong's son would undoubtedly stand in the way, whether to maintain the stability of the alliance between Yearning Xue and Guolong or to get Elder Gong's son out of the awkward position. The two of them should break up decisively. Why did Elder Gong's son fall into this dangerous love triangle instead? Elder Gong's son is not a fool, not to mention Yearning Xue. Mr. Xie, you are not a woman, so you don't get it. Elder Gong's son is a kind and righteous lady. Of course, she would leave if the sect leader only enjoyed having 2 wives. But he had to deal with the enemies on all sides, and even a slight mistake would destroy him. Except for Elder Gong's son, there was no one close or trustworthy to him. In this case, how could Elder Gong's son abandon him? I see. She resigned to her fate and was trapped by love. Since ancient times, men have worried that their affection would be a burden to a beauty. Unexpectedly, Elder Gong's son jumped into the pit of hell herself. Humph? Mr. Xie, you also sensed it, right? Yeah, it's coming straight toward us. It's Cui Hongyu still, he's attracted here. You know him? Cui Hongyu is the chief elder of the internal power branch in the heavenly evil sect, and he is the deputy sent over to preside over the #1 scholar of Flower Festival. Gong Sun Hao killed Guinu, and it will be not easy to end well. Cui Hongyu, chief elder of the internal power branch in the heavenly evil sect, at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage. Young master, how could you be here alone? Where is Guinu? He was killed by one slash of my brother's sword and vanished. Your elder brother killed Guinu? How is it possible? Guinu is at the 3rd level of the pre-celestial stage, while he is only at the 2nd level. Xiang Wu, the elder of the saber branch in the heavenly evil sect, at the third level of the pre-celestial stage. It should be true since our young master said so. Guichani, the elder of the saber branch in the heavenly evil sect, at the third level of the pre-celestial stage. Normally you can't kill Guinu. But given that he was killed by one slash and vanished, you've indeed acquired the most powerful forbidden technique of the sword branch. Heaven has decreed your death, no chance of survival. However, our sect swords are to resist external enemies and help each other, yet you used it on your fellow, which is really disappointing. We will seek justice for Elder Gua's death. Please go back to the sect with me and wait for the sect leader to punish you. No. Over my dead body if you want to take me back. What do you mean, you want to fight me? Or you want to be the enemy of the entire heavenly evil sect? Elder Chui, I'm in charge of my brother's issues, don't escalate the conflict. Young master, you are too naive. Guinu is killed by him here. If you let him go, how are you going to explain it to your mother and Guinu's family? Mr. Yuwishuang, your thoughts have been externalized, and you can't even suppress your evil look. It seems that there is a lot of pressure on you when using the forbidden technique. I won't take advantage of you then. Guichani Xiangwu, Guinu is from your saber branch. Now that he is killed by Mr. Yuwishuang, the two of you should do something to take Mr. Yuwishuang back. This guy is indeed cunning. Instead of taking any risks, he found a high-sounding excuse and asked his subordinates to do it. Mr. Yuwishuang, don't make any more mistakes. Go back with us and wait for the sect leader to punish you. No. You left us no choice but to fight you. It's a pity. I'm old and don't have many years to live. I will die without regret if I can personally experience the forbidden technique of the sword branch that has not been seen in our sect for over 200 years. However, it will be a little embarrassing to just wait for my death here. At least, let me, a dying old man at the third level of the pre-celestial stage, struggle a bit. Mr. Yuwishuang, please bring it on. Mr. Yuwishuang, I'd like to see that fatal strike too, please bring it on. As expected, with your strength at the second level of the pre-celestial stage, there are still some problems even though you've acquired that forbidden technique. You can't use that technique again in a short time after you use it to kill Guinu. In that case, we won't go easy on you. Finger of flowery swords, withering strike. How awkward it is for you two old men to fight against the young man. Why don't you sit down and smell the flowers with me? The flowers bloomed and faded, yet spring was not over. I was still sticking around the flowery woods. What a beautiful killing skill. Is this the withering strike, the legendary ultimate trick of the finger of flowery swords in the Maching sect? It truly lives up to its reputation as one of the top 10 lethal powers in the world. At the third level of the pre-celestial stage, the two elders could show such powerful images of the internal power of the devil Yuxia. If Mr. Xie wasn't here, the two of them from the heavenly evil sect could be considered masters. Unfortunately, the withering strike is specifically against such grandiose images. When it comes to the practice of the spiritual aura, the force of the finger of flowery swords of the Maching sect can always rank top among all the pre-celestial skills. This guy's move is weird. The attack that the images of the devil Yuxia suffered just now wasn't strong enough to Omicron damage them severely, but they ended up being broken down inexplicably. His move has the power of annihilation and disintegration, which is particularly effective against images with insufficient spiritual aura. We'd better not fight him with the simple images of the internal power. How arrogant, we don't have time to smell the flowers. Who are you? Are you trying to go against our heavenly evil sect by getting involved? Not at all, old man, you are quite cranky. I was just trying to dissuade you from fighting, yet you exert a surge of evil internal power on my face. I'd better calm you down first. Finger of flowery swords, sword spirit. An image of the internal power? No, it's not. The pre-celestial stage transmutation? Spiritual aura? Sword spirit? It should be the sword spirit. The figure of this sword spirit is indeed gorgeous. I wonder which beauty she is in the world. Why does she wear a conical hat? Mr. Xie has such peculiar taste. Mr. Xie Yan, do you guys recognize her? This sword spirit of Mr. Xie feels familiar. She even wears a conical hat. Is she someone I know? Is she the evil girl Qin Xinxi? But she doesn't look like Qin Xinxi. Xie Yan is such a playboy. So you guys don't know her either. Ji Yuntao didn't produce any origin points. Looks like he didn't recognize the sword spirit. Xie Daoyun is very famous. But luckily, the disguise worked. Now the demonic art of Moro and the finger of flowery swords can be used at the same time, so I can use the touch desire of the demonic art of Moro in the form of the internal power of the flowery swords to create a layer of disguise in the same color, and cover the sword's spirit. Although I need to provide internal power from time to time Taomicron Neophyode and its stability, it works well. It may sound simple, but it involves various intricate details and subtle manipulations, which only someone like me can handle. It's not that we are angry. Yu Wushuang is a disciple of our heavenly evil sect, and it's an internal matter of our sect. It's none of your business, as you're an outsider. I may be an outsider to your sect, but to Gong Sun Hao, I am not. Gong Sun Hao's mother is an elder of our marching sect. I am the personal servant of our sect leader, so do you think I can step in or not? It's their territory here, so I'd better reason with them if it's possible, otherwise, there would be endless troubles in the future even if I beat these two nobodies too hard. Marching sect, one of the 9 sects in the Han Empire? Turns out you're from the marching sect, so you are Xie Yan, the charming jade child. But Elder Gong Sun has long withdrawn from the marching sect, so you. Who told you that? Don't believe in rumors or spread them, it is the basic principle of being a human. Although she left the sect, we're still keeping her position, she's always one of us, and so is Gong Sun Hao. Nonsense. Why? Does your heavenly evil sect have more authoritative certainty about whether she is still a member of the marching sect than I do? Even if you do, it needs Elder Gong Sun to confirm it personally, right? Well, speaking of which, where is Elder Gong Sun? You. Wait, this feeling? It's strange, why am I so calm without any intention of fighting? What's wrong with me? I can't believe I listened to him talking nonsense for a while. You transformed the internal power into the sword spirit. Charming jade child, you've lived up to your reputation, reaching the 3rd level of the pre-celestial stage at such a young age. Your trick of dispelling the fighting intent is extraordinary, and one would be in great danger with even the slightest lapse in vigilance. Shame on me, you found out about my trick. It's all because these two elders were so fierce that I could only use a small trick to avoid fighting. Most of the techniques of the heavenly evil sect are about the thoughts. Whether it's swordsmanship, saber skills, or internal power circulation, they need the corresponding thoughts in the mind to enhance their power and gain an advantage, but Xie Yan's sword spirit happens to be able to calm people's minds. The sword spirit is a small trick? I don't think so. You are humble and good enough to represent the marching sect with your strength, however. I was also there when Elder Gong Sun went back to our sect with our sect leader that day. She admitted that she had cut off contact with the marching sect and would no longer have any dealings with it. Stop making trouble here. Do you really think I don't have a countermeasure against your tactic of dispelling the fighting intent? How ridiculous. This momentum. Chui Hongyu wasn't affected at all. How did he manage to do that? Did he seal his heart and lock his thoughts? Or did he forcefully break it with a surge of the evil internal power? Anyway, his strength seems to have improved again. He has fully demonstrated the power of the internal power, shattering all techniques from the evil internal power scripture in the heavenly evil sect. Just by forcefully using the pre-celestial stage evil energy, he can actually destroy the foundation of the sword spirit and make it dissipate naturally. However, it's said that the sword spirit is infinite, so it shouldn't be so easily destroyed. Is Xie Yan hiding his power? Mr. Xie, you are indeed very strong among the younger generation. Moreover, you are from a powerful sect, so you dare to stand out for anything, but don't forget that you are not in the Han Empire now. In Dongdu's city of the Tang Empire, you need to learn to mind your own business. You're wrong, Elder Chui. Elder Gongsun's business is mine too. You are so stubborn. Cutting off contact doesn't mean cutting off the relationship. I suggest that you should read more. I'm determined to step in as Elder Gongsun and I are from the same sect. What a sharp tongue. As I said, Elder Gongsun's affairs have nothing to do with your marching say. Sword spirit. Perm. Gather. What? This spirit can actually penetrate my internal power? Elder Chui, it's not that easy to drive me away. Come on, let's continue our previous topic about Elder Gongsun. Humph, you are so impudent, it seems that I have to teach you a hard lesson today. I've suppressed his sword spirit, Xiangwu, Guichangi, take him down. Got it. He's stronger than me, yet he's still got some helpers? That's shameless. I will have to expose my trump card if we keep fighting. If it weren't for the crowd here, I would have placed you 3 into the pot and done what I had done to Mr. Zhou. I've already shown my attitude like this. Where is Elder Gongsun? Why hasn't she shown up? Wait, what is Jiantao doing? 7 light pillars from heaven. Heavenly evil sect, you've gone a little too far. How dare you? The world has boundaries, and the demon is ever-changing. Ji Yuntao, is the Taishan sect sure to meddle in the affairs of our heavenly evil sect? This is not the Han Empire. I have no intention of getting involved, but you have gone too far by bullying him who is outnumbered and weaker. As the old saying goes, in the application of the rights, harmony is to be prized. I'm doing this in the hope that you can remain calm and avoid escalating the situation into an endless conflict. Haha, sure, I agree that harmony is to be prized. However, wasn't Xie Yan looking for trouble himself? Can he stop exerting a surge of evil internal power on my face? Is he doing it for fun? Nevertheless, no wonder he is the chief elder of the internal power branch of the heavenly evil sect. His internal power is indeed strong. The masters at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage that I met before seem to be quite weaker than him. He has no right to intervene in our sect's matters. Enough. Aren't you ashamed? I respect you as the elders of the sect, so I didn't interfere with your argument, but don't forget our sect leader's instruction to take back Elder Gongsun and her son, and I am the one who is put in charge of it. As I said, if I couldn't defeat Yu Wuxuang within 10 moves, today's matter would be dropped. But you kept arguing and ignoring my words completely. Looks like you didn't take the arrangement of our sect leader and me seriously. Young master, Guan can't die for nothing. But an elder of our sect was killed. So what? You never had the right to intervene. Today, it was Elder Gua who acted on my behalf, sacrificing himself for me. The 10-move promise still stands. This banknote should be enough to compensate for the losses of the Yearning house. Let's go. Since you have made a decision, we can only obey. However, before leaving, I would like to wave goodbye to the 2 young men from the Han Empire. I'll see you around. Never mind, it's over now. Did he just show off to demonstrate effortless control over his power before leaving? Transforming his internal power into a spirit and manipulating it deftly. No wonder he is a master at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage in the internal power branch of the heavenly evil sect. With a genuine and powerful spirit of his own image, he can deal with 10 opponents alone if he gets serious. Compared with his spirit, my 7 light pillars from heaven are as feeble as paper. Today, I have truly broadened my horizons. The heavenly evil sect in the Tang Empire lives up to its reputation. Humph? What? What the hell? Is that? You're right, we'll see you around. This sword spirit can actually come out of Elder Chui's spirit of the image? What kind of ability is that? Where did Mr. Xie get a marvelous beauty with such strange characteristics? This kind of method is clearly used by an evil girl with a strong desire for control. It's fortunate for Xie Yan that she didn't take him as fertilizer. Calm down, we know little about the finger of flowery swords, and his sword spirit is weird. We better not fight him now. You are right, young master. He blew up his spirit of the image to salvage his reputation. That's impressive. This chief elder of the heavenly evil sect is truly something. Cowardly, cunning, and arrogant, he is truly the most unique person I've ever met in my life. Take care, everyone. Alright, all evil guys have left. Due to the distinctiveness of the finger of flowery swords, you can practice the spiritual aura in advance. But it surprised me that you could beat the spirit of the image at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage, which was really an eye-opener. It's just a pity for the Yearning house and Miss Gongsun's dance. It should have been a perfect night, yet it was ruined by the heavenly evil sect. Miss Lian, you've watched the whole good show, so what are you doing here? I don't believe you are here only for the dance. After all, I am the deputy prefect. When the men of the heavenly evil sect entered Dongdu City, I needed to be present even if there was nothing I could do, otherwise, it would be a dereliction of my duty. Fortunately, you two stopped them, so there was no further damage. It's just a pity for the Yearning house, considering the elaborate efforts that were put into its construction. I would have believed it if I hadn't seen you almost cry when your girls were poached by the Yearning house from your dream house. The #1 Scholar of Flower Festival is coming. I think the Yearning house can't hold any performances now. Why don't you guys come to my dream house? I can arrange a place for you. No, thanks, I don't want to bother you. How about the two of you? Do you have any plans? Although the show of my dream house may not be better than Miss Gongsun's, it's equally wonderful. Coincidentally, I opened a bottle of 20-year-old vintage flower wine last night, and I was worried about not being able to finish it. If you don't mind, would you like to join me in the dream house? It's so kind of you, but unfortunately, I have appointments for the next few days. so I'm sorry I can't go. What about you, Mr. Xie? Me? What is she trying to do? Or is she playing some tricks again? Or will she make use of me like what she did to Xie Yan? Although she produced some origin points of appreciation, for a woman like her, it won't affect her plot against me, will it? It was normal that she appreciated me, but why did she suddenly adore me? I'm so sorry, I have a quite troublesome younger sister. I promised to spend the following days with her, so maybe another day. Lien Qilo is a sophisticated master at the 4th level of the pre-celestial stage. Is it so easy for her to fall for me? Here comes another girl who wants me. If so, let it be then. Mr. Xie, I really appreciate you, without any personal grudges or interests. I will take days off in 3 days. It will be a good time to enjoy the blooming flowers and get tipsy for spring. If you are willing to go on a spring outing with me, enjoying the flowers and drinking wine, I will be very glad. Oh, Xie Yan, you are quite popular. Cut the crap, I have something important to attend to. Humph? Hey, buddy, hang in there.